No one anticipated this shift. No market analysis predicted the scale. But now, observers deep within the Asian entertainment landscape, those who track revenue streams, chart dominations, and structural disruptions, have begun to quietly acknowledge a new reality. A boy band from the Philippines, SB19, isn't just rising. They're redefining the power dynamics of an industry long locked in predictable patterns. This isn't about fleeting buzz or regional pride. It's about a calculated challenge to established hierarchies. What makes them stand out isn't visibility alone. It's the way they've engineered sustainability in a field that devours most challengers. So, what precisely positions SB19 as the most formidable presence in Asian music today? If insights like this resonate, grounded in observable patterns rather than speculation, consider supporting the channel with a like and subscription. We dissect mechanics, not myths. Popularity sparks interest. Structural analysis reveals endurance. Fan enthusiasm drives shares. But industry frameworks determine legacies. Careers ignite on passion. They endure through adaptation. That's the core distinction here. SB19 has always commanded loyalty from supporters. What elevates their trajectory is something less visible, a deliberate inversion of dependency. For decades, Asian pop's blueprint followed a rigid template. Centralized conglomerates invest in rigorous development pipelines. They deploy synchronized promotional engines. Acts like those from Korea or Japan emerge fully formed, backed by infrastructure that minimizes variables. Success hinges on alignment. Artistic output synced to corporate timelines, market testing, and cross-border alliances. Deviation invites marginalization. SB19 observed this model closely. Then they dismantled it from within. Not through rebellion, but reinvention. They didn't seek integration into the machine. They constructed an alternative that renders the old one optional. This evolution traces back to their foundational setup. Under 1Z Entertainment, SB19 operates as an autonomous entity. Control isn't partial here, it's comprehensive. They shape their creative output end to end. They oversee production choices. They dictate strategic pivots. This setup eliminates intermediaries who typically gatekeep progress. No external mandates dictate release cadences or thematic directions. No approvals delay iterations. In a sector where artists often navigate layers of oversight, this direct authority accelerates refinement. It allows real-time responses to audience signals without bureaucratic drag. The result? A cycle of output that feels organic yet precision-engineered. Independence like this isn't common. It's disruptive because it models viability outside the dominant paradigm. When an act demonstrates they can thrive without the conventional scaffolding, it prompts quiet reevaluations among stakeholders. Questions arise not about their current output, but about scalability. How does this replicate? What if others follow? Platforms amplify this edge in ways that transcend surface metrics. YouTube and similar ecosystems prioritize not mere consumption, but interaction depth. Views accumulate passively. Engagement ignites algorithms. SB19 has honed this to a science. Each project, be it a track drop, visual rollout, or live showcase, triggers layered responses. Streams layer upon reactions. Discussions spawn breakdowns. Shares extend reach organically. This isn't random virality. It's orchestrated activation. Supporters don't consume in isolation. They participate in propagation. Every element invites dissection, lyrics unpacked, visuals analyzed, performances timestamped for peaks. The intensity compounds. Algorithms detect this fervor and elevate accordingly. What separates SB19 here is consistency, not sporadic spikes, but sustained waves. This mastery turns platforms from tools into accelerators. In an attention economy, where dilution is the norm, such command over digital currents marks a threshold. It's not luck. It's pattern recognition applied at scale. At the heart of this activation lies Auten, a network that functions beyond traditional fandom. This isn't passive allegiance. It's operational synergy. Members coordinate across time zones, surfacing content through coordinated efforts. Global hashtags materialize with precision, not pleas. Cross-platform diffusion happens seamlessly. Clips from one site seeding traction elsewhere. Defense mechanisms activate against critiques. Amplification sustains peaks. What distinguishes Auten is intentionality. Loyalty wasn't manufactured through incentives. It formed through mutual investment. SB19 fosters transparency in process, sharing milestones, vulnerabilities, triumphs. Supporters internalize this as co-ownership. When connection deepens to this degree, support transforms from cheers to infrastructure. They don't await cues. They anticipate needs. In competitive landscapes, where fan wars erode focus, this unity provides insulation. It converts enthusiasm into equity. Industry observers note this dynamic warily. Strong bases fuel launches. Integrated ones propel orbits. Expansion unfolds without traditional petitions. Markets like Japan, China, and Western territories don't receive SB19 as supplicants. Demand precedes formal entry. Digital pathways, playlists, collaborations, user-generated bridges pave initial ground. Fan networks localize content, translating nuances for cultural fit. No gatekeepers dictate timelines. Presence builds incrementally. A track gains regional playlists, a performance clip trends locally, partnerships emerge from proven resonance. This bypasses audition-like hurdles. It leverages proof of concept directly. The model inverts entry barriers. Instead of proving worth to tastemakers, they demonstrate market pull to them. This approach scales quietly. Early footholds compound into tours, sync deals, endorsements. By the time structures formalize, momentum is entrenched. Such autonomy in globalization exposes vulnerabilities in legacy systems. Reliance on exclusive channels leaves gaps. SB19 exploits those through dispersion. None of this sustains without foundational quality. SB19's catalog resonates on multiple levels. Tracks fuse influences, pop frameworks laced with rhythmic complexities, electronic edges, acoustic introspection. Themes embed cultural specificity alongside universal pulls, ambition, identity, resilience. Production avoids formulaic repetition. Vocals layer with purpose, harmonies shift dynamically. What travels farthest is genuineness. In a cycle of trend chasing, their sound carves distinction. It doesn't mimic peaks. It anticipates evolutions. Listeners detect the intent, not replication, but innovation rooted in origin. This authenticity bridges divides. Language fades as barrier when emotion anchors. Cultures absorb what feels lived in, not assembled. SB19 delivers that. Their discography doesn't peak and plateau. It layers, inviting repeated engagement. Metrics reflect this. Holds on charts, cross-genre playlists, enduring streams. Quality like this underpins disruption. Talent without substance erodes. Here it fortifies. Strategy emphasizes permanence over pulses. SB19 avoids the trap of momentary surges. Releases align with arcs, not reactions. Collaborations extend lore. Visuals reinforce narratives. Each phase interlocks, hinting at expansions yet unrevealed. This foresight renders them elusive. Competitors chase currents. SB19 channels them into vectors. Unpredictability stems from preparation. While others pivot reactively, they position proactively. Investments in skills, choreography refinements, vocal expansions, production tech compound quietly. The horizon feels mapped, not improvised. This long-view orientation signals maturity. Short-term acts burn bright, fade fast. Sustainable ones calibrate for decades. SB19 embodies the latter. Their trajectory invites projection. What metrics will define 5 years out? Such intentionality disrupts by default. It forces peers to reassess pacing. The sector resists anomalies. Global mechanisms favor conformity. Outsiders, especially self-directed ones, face skepticism. Alliances form around proven conduits. Independents must outperform to gain parity. SB19 confronts this head-on. They accumulate evidence, chart intrusions, award nods, revenue upticks. Acceptance isn't courted. It's compelled through results. Each benchmark chips at reluctance. The deeper threat? Validation of alternatives. When non-traditional paths yield superior returns, the blueprint frays. Stakeholders confront obsolescence. SB19's ascent accelerates this tension. They're not anomalous anymore. They're evidentiary. The industry adapts slowly, but pressure mounts. Success without submission redefines accessibility. Momentum seals the circuit. Talent provides entry. Strategy directs flow. Autonomy enables maneuvers. Auton amplifies signals. Together, they generate inertia. Once critical mass hits, acceleration is geometric. Expansions feed back into core strength. New markets bolster catalogs. Recognition loops into resources. SB19's vector points upward, unyielding, expansive. Halting this requires counterforce, yet none aligns. The formula: integrated control, fervent mobilization, authentic output, self-perpetuates. Observers track it not with alarm, but calculation. What countermeasures emerge? For now, the dynamic holds. This framework explains the peril. SB19 didn't infiltrate the system. They rendered parts of it redundant. Mastery precedes dominance. The query lingers. Does the landscape accommodate this recalibration? History suggests adaptation follows inevitability. Quiet recalibrations precede announcements. SB19's path traces that arc careers shift not on declarations, but demonstrations. They've supplied ample proof. Consider the mechanics again. That control under 1Z Entertainment? It manifests in decisions unfiltered by external metrics. A track evolves through internal critique, not committee votes. Direction shifts based on intrinsic vision, not shareholder nods. This fluidity allows pivots that feel evolutionary, not corrective. Peers bound by contracts iterate slower. SB19 iterates ahead. The algorithm interplay deepens further. Engagement isn't gamed through bots or buys. It's cultivated through layered content. Behind-scenes glimpses spark theories. Lyric videos invite interpretations. Live sessions build lore. Each layer feeds the next, creating feedback loops that platforms reward exponentially. Passive viewers become active nodes. This turns audiences into extensions of the brand. Auton's ecosystem merits dissection. Coordination spans continents. Hashtags peak during optimal windows. Content repurposes across TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Defense isn't reactive outrage. It's factual counters, amplified by data. Promotion feels organic. Fan edits rack millions. Theories predict moves accurately. This isn't manufactured. It's reciprocal. SB19 shares unpolished moments, practice struggles, creative debates, building equity. Supporters invest because they see mirrors of their journeys. Such bonds weather dips. In volatile fandoms, this durability stands out.